This is 757 Saturday Sports Talk with Matt Hatfield on ESPN Radio 94.1.
757 Saturday Sports Talk. It's brought to you by Larry King Law. If you're injured in an accident, you call 757-INJURED for Larry King. With Dino Franza on the side of the glass, I am Matt Hatfield, and we now bring in my trusty cohort, Dino. He is a man for all seasons, whether it is Thanksgiving, his favorite holiday, at least he claims. I think he's still chowing down wherever he is right now after he found the wild turkey. He likes Christmas too, doesn't care for Halloween. He is the head basketball coach at Nansemond River High School in Suffolk, just 24 wins away from 500. Will he get there? I don't know. If he stops eating turkey, he might. We say hello to our pal, the coach, Ed Young. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Matthew, how are you doing today?
I'm doing swell, and it's good to have you aboard, although I'm still upset that you have, in these NFL picks, matched me or beaten me each of the last 3 weeks. Now, I was 0 for last week. You were 1-2, getting Cleveland to win. Miami and Detroit lost for you. So you might want to stay off Miami and Detroit. But since you won, you have the floor. Dino lost as well. You are 15-18 on the year. Dino's 4-7 on the Bow Wows, and I am sitting at 21-10-2 as my percentages dropped from above 80% to now 68%. So you can go first, or you can be a kind, giving person in this giving season and let Dino get the dog out of the gate. So your choice. Would you like to go first with a pick, or would you like to give Dino the dog option here?
I'm feeling good because I'm turkeyed out. And by the way, Thanksgiving is my second best eating holiday after Christmas.
Oh, okay. Second best eating holiday. But you said last week it was your favorite holiday.
And I'm going to go back to Christmas.
Okay.
And because I got more days to eat over Christmas break, Thanksgiving break.
All right. It's a fluid situation. It moves back and forth. Situation. But before Thanksgiving, it's Thanksgiving. After Thanksgiving, it becomes Christmas. I get it. All right. What's your first selection, sir?
But I'm going to let Dino go first.
Oh, you're going to let him go first. I thought you were going first. Yep. You're confusing me. You're all over the place today.
He's deferring.
I'm deferring.
Let Dino go with his dog first.
All right.
Well, I went against this team last week, and it bit me in the rear end. That would be I took Green Bay against the Colts last week. I thought Green Bay was going to cover that game. Probably should have won that game.
Probably should have, yeah.
And we heard all about the death threats and everything after that. People lighten up. It was just a dropped catch.
It wasn't you threatening anybody, was it, with the dog? Okay.
No, it wasn't me.
Right.
It wasn't me.
Sure.
I wouldn't do that. But
okay.
I am going to go against the Colts again this week. You got a matchup of 2 7-3 teams. Great AFC South matchup. And I got the Tennessee Titans getting the 3 at Indy. They're basically calling this a toss-up. Indy's given the 3 the home field advantage. So I'm going to take Tennessee in this one. I think they win it outright.
There you go. Dino going with the revenge fact here and taking the Tennessee Titans with the NFL's leading rusher with 1,079 yards, just 10 yards ahead of Dalvin Cook. Had a big one at the end of the game against the Ravens here recently. And so no Christmas presents for you from Zach Pascal of ODU fame or Mo Ali Cox of VCU fame?
Apparently not.
No. So you'll go with the Titans plus the 3. All right there, Ed, you are up. Do you like any over-unders this week, or are you just going to take straight-up picks? Where do you go for your first selection? Then I'll take 2, then you take 2, and I'll finish it up with 1. Where are you going with pick numero uno?
I'm in the midst of traveling right now on the recruiting trails.
Uh-oh. Trying to find a 7-footer again? 7-footer? You trying to find a 7-footer or a guard this time?
Whoever's out there who can play.
Okay, I was wondering what your target was, so.
Always looking for that 7-footer, but then who isn't?
Okay.
What's the New Orleans-Denver? What's the spread on that?
New Orleans-Denver, right now, currently it's the Saints minus 6.5, according to Scores and Odds.
That's going up, hasn't it?
Even though Breeze is not playing, the Hill dude looked good last week. Give me the Saints.
The Hill Dude.
Hill Dude
and Ed, the Saints. Taysom. Thanks you for having so much faith in him. That Hill Dude. Give me him. Is it Grant or Calvin? No, that's Grant was a basketball guy. Calvin was his dad. Played for the Cowboys. You're going with Taysom and the Saints.
You're right. That has gone up. Started out at 5.5, now 6.5.
Okay. So officially, Ed, are you taking the Saints minus 6.5?
Yep, give me the Saints. I'm going to take them.
All right. Ed's first pick.
Because
Go ahead.
even though the Hill guy is taking Breeze's spot, nobody can tell you who the Denver quarterback is except you.
Well, you don't think Broncos fans can tell you who it is?
Who?
You're knocking Denver. Hold on a second. You're knocking a Denver team that beat your pick of the Dolphins last week. Drew Lock, who was 18 of 30 for 270 last week out of the great College of Missouri.
Well, he won't be a lock this week.
All right. He's going against the lock.
He's going with the Hill dude.
The Hill dude. All right.
He'll do.
All right. So that's one of the picks I was considering of my list of 5 here. If you take the other 2, I'm going to slap you through the phone. All right. For the first selection here, I really like the AFC East team coming off the bye week. It's only 4.5 from what I'm showing here, Dino. The Buffalo Bills at home, where they are 4-1 on the season, taking on the LA Chargers, who cannot win a close game to save their life, and I'm banking on this not being close. I think the Bills are going to come back with a bounce-back performance. They're still angry, still very upset about that loss to Arizona a couple weeks back, and I think this is a good spot for them against a Chargers team that, let's be honest, has been extremely inconsistent this year. I think Herbert, the rookie, will struggle here. I think Buffalo gets it done by more than a touchdown, something like 28-16, 31-20. Give me Buffalo laying the 4.5 is what I'm showing. Is that what you have as well?
Yes.
All right. Give me the Bills for pick number 1. The second pick, as I try to bounce back from this 0-3 dreadful week. I should have done it last week, Dino. I said to people on Sunday Night Football, and I've been picking the Chiefs all year, the Raiders are the only team to beat them. 8 was a lot. I should have picked the Raiders for the double whammy on Ed. If the Raiders win, I win. If they lose, he's miserable. And what's better than that? Me winning or him being miserable? That's a win-win situation. So, with that in mind, as his Raiders get ready to play, I think they're going to do quite well this week. I like the Raiders. I think this is a game that they will not just win. I think they will cover. Only a 3-point favorite at Atlanta, and we know how bad that Atlanta Falcon defense is. It is very, very, very bad. Derek Carr, rather quietly, I'm not going to say he is MVP material this year. 19 touchdowns, 3 intercepts. Not real bad there, pretty good. I think he'll have maybe 3 or 4 touchdowns in this game. I like the over a lot in this game, too. It's 53.5. But I will take the Raiders. I'm showing -3. Is that what you have as well?
Raiders -3 is current.
So a couple of AFC teams that could hook up in the opening round of the playoffs, dare we say. And we know the Bills got a guy that's a Hokie and Tremaine Edmonds, linebacker out of Dan River High School. Give me the Raiders -3, Bills -4.5. What are your next 2, Edward, to go with your Saints -6.5 with the Hill dude?
What's the spread on the Cardinals in New England?
Cardinals and New England is currently Arizona -2.
You know Fitzgerald's not playing, by the way. He's got COVID.
That's in New England, right?
Yes.
It's going to jinx my Cardinals. Don't you dare do this. You know, Murray's got a bad shoulder, too. I'm talking him into picking the Patriots, aren't I?
Yeah.
Don't pick Arizona.
You know, since you took my Raiders, which probably will jinx them, give me the Cards minus Fitzgerald.
Well, you're taking Arizona laying the 2 on the road against a Patriots team. You know, Bill Belichick's got the most Super Bowls, right? You're gonna go against him at home against Arizona, making that West Coast, Western travel time zone to Eastern time zone.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be snowing.
All right, you can have them.
I'm gonna stick with the Cardinals.
You're a jerk. You know that? What's your next and last pick?
The Bears. Who are the Bears playing?
The Bears are playing the Packers on Sunday Night Football. Green Bay, currently a whopping 9.5-point favorite. It started out at 7, now at 9.5.
He's just in a giving mood, Dino. He's going to take our 2 teams and just put the whammy on us. What is wrong with? Unless you're going the other way and going to take the Packers. That's a lot of points to give up, by the way.
That's a lot of points to give up. Wow.
Take the Bears, Dino. Take the Bears there, Ed. Come on, be a man.
I can't touch that one.
Grow some facial hair, Ed. Be a man. Come on, man up.
How about, is it the Rams and 49ers?
Rams and 49ers, that is tomorrow afternoon, and currently the Rams are a 6.5-point favorite.
See, he's such a chicken, Dino. He had all that turkey and he became a chicken.
I'm going to take the Rams laying 6.5. I'm going to take the Rams.
That's the NFC West edition of your picks here. NFC edition.
Yeah.
All right, you like the Rams. Okay. Mike Whittington, the diehard Niners fan in Churchland AD, will not be happy with you. Actually, he might be because he knows you're sometimes a jinx. So, to recap Edward's picks, so run to the bank with all that you have in the savings and the checking account and go the other way. No, not really. We're just playing. Saints -6.5 against the Drew Lock-led Broncos. The Cardinals -2, minus Fitzgerald at New England versus the Pats. And the Rams minus the 6.5 at home against San Francisco. Rams are undefeated at home this year, 4-0 at home. All right, I've got Bills -4.5 as my first pick. They're playing, of course, the Chargers and the Vegas Raiders, laying the 3 to get the job done comfortably over the Atlanta Falcons. My final selection here, I'm looking at an NFC team really, really hard, and they play on Monday Night Football. They're giving up 5.5 at Philadelphia. I know Travis Fulgham has been terrific this year for the Eagles of ODU fame. But look, Seahawks know they're coming off that win over Arizona at Philly. I think they can put up a big number here against that defense. Russell Wilson and the crew, they've done well for me this year when I pick them. I'm going to go back to the well here with Seattle minus the 5.5 at the Eagles. 3-6-1. I think they will do it. I know it's the West Coast to the East Coast thing, but I think they can win this game by a touchdown or more. So give me Seattle on Monday Night Football at Philadelphia to get it done. Seahawks, Raiders, Bills for me. All favorites. Ed with the Saints, Cardinals, and the Rams. All favorites. And Dino with the Bow Wow. Woof, woof. Titans +3 to get the outright victory and upset. The week number 12 NFL Pick 3 selections here on 757 Saturday Sports Talk on ESPN Radio 94.1. Before we bid you adieu and close out the show, Ed, how much of the college football, college hoops, the NFL, you had 2 games on with Washington, of course, winning, as well as Houston over Detroit. I think I got you on that one head-to-head. How have you been watching the last couple days? Have you been much into the sports here or gotten away from it?
No, I watched a little bit of the 2 football games. Can't believe how Dallas completely fell apart fourth quarter against Redskins. That fake punt was disastrous.
Whoa, Redskins? Football team, you mean?
Yeah, well, the Redskins, once called the Redskins, I give them credit in that one.
All right.
And now they're sitting on top of the hapless Eastern Division. Who doesn't want to win it? Cowboys' major disappointment. Watched very little of the Lions game. Of course, I picked the Lions in that one as a normal Thanksgiving Day participant. That didn't work. I did see some college basketball. Got to see Gonzaga, Kansas, West Virginia, VCU. A couple more that I saw. Just trying to get a real early season read on some of these teams. One upset special, of course, San Francisco. I did see that one against Virginia, 1-point loss for Virginia. And another mild upset was St. Francis of PA, first time in history, beat University of Pittsburgh.
How about that? Pitt's got Milan Brownstone on the coaching staff, our good friend, former Kickotan star. He's on the staff with Coach Capel up there at Pitt, but that was a big stunner.
That's a bad, even though it's the first game here, that's a bad loss for them. Though St. Francis is one of the top teams in the NEC. How about the Georgia State, Georgia Tech score?
That was crazy. Like I said, though, top of the show, though, yeah, that was the marathon game, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was, again, that's a great win for a program like Georgia State. Doesn't look good for a Georgia Tech team, especially losing to an in-state, inferior type school in terms of prestige.
No.
So Georgia State over the last few years has been a pretty decent team to have to go against. But, it's early, way early. And I keep saying this to people. College basketball, and they've already shown it before the first week even began, is going to have a whole lot of postponed, canceled, moved games, whatever, because of COVID. And that's already starting to rear its ugly head.
Well, last check, I think it was 32, last check at least for that. And I'm surprised by Josh Pastner at Georgia Tech. They got a lot of good pieces back from a season ago there, leading the way for them with Jose Alvarado and that crew. And By the way, the big score that got my attention, though, as I mentioned earlier in the show, Ed, was KJ Davis, one of the guys that played for you for a year, who went to Norcom to finish up his career at East Carolina transfer, one of the 10 double-figure scores for Samford, beating Greenville in an exhibition game 174-99. I gave my Final Four earlier, Ed. I've got Gonzaga over UVA in the title game, Wisconsin and Creighton. Do you have 4 teams for us here on the Thanksgiving weekend for college hoops come March Madness time?
Gonzaga, Villanova. I'm hesitant on the other 2.
Well,
Give me.
We can save it to next week if you like. We'll give you half now and half next week. How about that?
Yeah, and what I'll do is I'll let you know early in the week so that way I'm not changing my picks on it.
All right. There you go. Zaga and Nova. He's going to give us another 2 next week when we talk to you in December. That'll do it for 757 Saturday Sports Talk. Thank you, Coach. Have a good weekend. We'll let you roll. And for Dino Franza, other side of the glass, we thank our guests, which included Doug Ripley, as well as Braden Bird and Darnell Dozier. Have a good one right here on your home for sports, ESPN Radio 94.1.